You ever notice how sometimes life seems to match your mindset a little too perfectly? Like when you're in a good mood, things just flow smoother. People smile back, traffic moves, random good stuff happens. But then there are days where you're just off and it feels like the whole damn world is pushing back against you. Not in some mystical fairy tale way, but in this weird, undeniable way where it almost feels like life is mirroring you. And I mean really mirroring you. That's not just coincidence, that's the power of your consciousness. The way you observe life, the lens you're looking through, actually bends reality around it. Not metaphorically, literally. Your thoughts, your emotions, your damn focus, it all builds the world you're living in, piece by piece. And look, I know that sounds wild at first, like, come on man, how is my mind creating reality? But here's the thing, your brain isn't just a receiver, it's a projector. The moment you observe something, your mind starts shaping meaning around it. And meaning is what creates your experience. That experience then turns into your reality. So in a very real way, you're not just living life, you're freaking scripting it. Let that land for a second. Because once you realize that everything you're observing is being colored by you, that's when you stop just reacting to life. That's when you start participating in creating it. You become the artist, not just the brush. And that's where the magic begins. Here's the thing most people never realize. Your focus is your power, not in some cheesy motivational way, but in a scientific, neurobiological kind of way. Your brain has this filter called the reticular activating system. It's like a spotlight. Whatever you point that spotlight at, your brain starts pulling more of that into your experience. You focus on problems, boom, more problems start showing up. You focus on peace, suddenly peace starts finding its way into your space, like it was hiding there all along. Now, let me be clear. This isn't about pretending life is all rainbows and pretending shit doesn't suck sometimes. Life throws punches, yeah, but what you choose to observe, what you give your attention to, that determines what kind of reality gets built around you. You're either feeding fear or you're feeding freedom. Most people don't even know they're doing this. They're stuck in loops, replaying the same thoughts, reacting the same way, seeing life through this cracked lens of past pain, childhood conditioning, self-doubt, whatever. And then they wonder why nothing changes. Bro, nothing's changing because you haven't changed your observation. Let me say it straight. Your life will always reflect the version of you that's doing the observing, not the version you wish you were, the version you are. If you're walking around constantly doubting yourself, thinking you're not enough, bracing for disappointment, life will meet you there. It'll say, oh, that's the script you're running? Cool. Let me give you more scenes like that. But the moment you start showing up differently, just shifting your attention, even slightly, shit starts to move. People respond to you different. Ideas hit you out of nowhere. Things align, not because the universe suddenly woke up and decided to like you, but because you tuned into a frequency you couldn't even hear before. And listen, this ain't about faking it. It's not about lying to yourself and pretending to be positive. It's about owning the fact that your observation is active. You're not just seeing life, you're shaping it, constantly, whether you're aware of it or not. Here's something wild. Most people never sit down and ask themselves, who's doing the observing? Like, seriously? Pause for a second. You're not just seeing things, you're witnessing them. There's a space in you that watches your thoughts, your emotions, your reactions, even your mistakes, without judgment. That awareness, that's not just your brain firing, that's consciousness itself. And the more you start connecting with that inner observer, the less controlled you are by the noise in your head, that voice in your mind saying, you're not good enough, this will never work, she's gonna leave, you always mess it up. Yeah, that voice is loud, but it's not you. Come on, man. You're the one hearing it. You're the one witnessing it. So, who's actually in control? When you start watching your thoughts, instead of blindly believing them, the whole game changes. It's like stepping outside the matrix and realizing, yo, I've been living in a mental simulation built by old fears, fake beliefs, and other people's opinions. That's when your power kicks in. Because now, instead of reacting like a robot to every damn trigger, you pause, you observe, and you choose. And that's where life starts responding differently. See, the universe isn't rewarding your effort, it's mirroring your state. If your inner world is full of fear and scarcity and desperation, that's the frequency you're broadcasting. And what you send out, you get back, like a cosmic echo. But when you tap into that still place in you, the place that just watches without panic, without trying to force shit, just calmly aware, everything softens. Your energy shifts, and people feel that. Opportunities start showing up. You're no longer chasing, you're attracting. You're not begging reality to give you something. You're simply allowing it to match who you actually are inside. And yeah, it takes guts to slow down and sit with yourself like that. Most people don't. Most people would rather scroll, distract, numb, or blame. But those who observe, those who get still and start choosing what they focus on, they stop living life on accident. They start creating it on purpose. Alright, so your focus is a freaking magic wand. I'm not even joking. Whatever you keep placing your attention on, whether it's doubt, fear, dreams, abundance, heartbreak, that's what grows. That's what becomes your experience. You ever notice how if you wake up and one thing annoys you, the rest of the day somehow keeps throwing more BS your way? That's not just bad luck, man. That's your focus dragging more of that energy into your field. You lock into frustration, and suddenly you're tuned into the frustration radio station. Every little thing adds to the pile. But flip the script. Like, for real. Try noticing something good. I don't mean fake gratitude, I mean real awareness. Like, damn, this coffee is actually fire. Or, yo, I'm proud I didn't react to that situation today. You start noticing small wins, and your focus starts dialing into the frequency of alignment. And once you're tuned in, life stops being this chaotic mess and starts becoming a mirror. Because again, consciousness doesn't create through effort. It creates through alignment, through attention, through presence. And here's the real kicker. You don't have to force anything. You don't need a 5-year plan to make the universe cooperate. You just need to be fully present with what's in front of you. And stop looking at life like it's some obstacle course you gotta beat to be worthy. Let that sink in. Most people are out here treating their life like a game of fix this, then maybe I'll be happy. Brother, you don't need fixing. You need witnessing. You need to stop running from yourself and start listening to the stillness that's been underneath the noise this whole damn time. When you do that, when you stop chasing some illusion of when everything's perfect, you start seeing how perfect things already are when you're awake enough to notice. Okay, now this is where it really gets wild, because once you get that consciousness creates reality, you realize something uncomfortable but liberating as hell. You've been doing it the whole time, even when you didn't know it. Even when your life felt like a damn mess, you were still creating that through your observation, your focus, your beliefs. And yeah, I get it. That can sound like some spiritual guilt trip at first, like, oh great, so I attracted all the pain too? But listen, that's not the point. The point isn't blame. The point is power. Because if you had that kind of influence when you were unconscious, imagine what happens when you wake up and start doing it on purpose. This is why people stay stuck. They're walking around with the same thoughts on loop, same mental playlists, same emotional patterns, and they wonder why nothing changes. It's not the world, bro. It's the lens. You keep observing lack. You keep creating lack. You keep watching everything go wrong. Guess what shows up? It's not magic, it's mechanics. Quantum physics even backs this. Observation collapses possibility into a single outcome. The second you observe something with emotion, boom, it starts forming. That's the power. That's the responsibility. That's also the freedom. So you want to change your life? Don't go chasing some new job or new girl or new house thinking that'll fix the void. Start where you are. Watch how you're observing your life. Like, really, are you observing it with defeat, with desperation, or with wonder, curiosity? Like life might actually be trying to work with you instead of against you? Because here's the truth. Your energy tells life what to do. Your vibe is the script. Your consciousness is the director's chair. But most people gave the role of director to fear or anxiety, or approval from strangers on the internet. Come on, man. That ain't it. So instead of asking, how do I make this happen? Ask, what am I broadcasting right now? Because that's what life is picking up. And if you're broadcasting chaos, confusion, or lack, flip the dial. Doesn't mean you fake it. Doesn't mean you pretend. It means you shift your gaze, shift your presence. It's subtle, but it's everything. All right, so here's where the real plot twist kicks in. Because once you understand your consciousness is the projector, not the screen, you stop reacting to what's showing up out there like it's some random ass thing happening to you. You realize it's echoing back what's already going on inside. It's not about the external world being unfair. It's about your internal settings still being set to survival mode, fear mode, validation mode. And bro, let's be real. You could be walking around with millionaire potential, soulmate energy, peace of mind levels that most people only dream of, and still not see it. Why? Because your mind is tuned to the wrong damn frequency. You're looking at life through the filter of your old story, your old trauma, that thing your dad said to you when you were 11, that breakup that messed you up, that failure that made you scared to try again. But here's the truth that slaps once it hits. Your outer world doesn't shift first. Your perception does. You could meet the love of your life tomorrow, but if your mind is still playing the I'm not good enough track, you'll sabotage it. You'll misread the vibe. You'll assume they're gonna leave, or they're too good for you, or they're not serious. And boom, you'll push it away without even knowing. Same with money. Same with purpose. Same with every freaking opportunity. That's why this whole thing isn't just some spiritual theory. It's practical survival knowledge for your soul. You've got to become the observer of your thoughts, not the prisoner of them. You've got to step back and say, hold up, who told me this was true? And more importantly, is it still serving me? Because most of the truths you're running on, you didn't even choose. You absorbed them from school, from TV, from that one relationship that left you doubting yourself for years. And now your consciousness is just recycling that same damn script on autopilot. So here's the move. Break the cycle by breaking the observation. Interrupt it, catch yourself mid-thought, mid-reaction, and say, nah, I'm not observing that anymore. It's like changing the channel in your brain. You gotta start tuning into possibility, peace, alignment, even when it's uncomfortable, especially when it's uncomfortable, because that's when life starts moving. Not because life changed, but because you did. And here's the kicker, man. Once you stop needing proof before you believe, once you stop waiting for the world to give you permission, you become dangerous in the best way possible. Because now, you're not reacting. You're creating. You're not just seeing life, you're shaping it. You're not just a passenger anymore. You're holding the damn wheel. So if anything hit you today, if something sparked even the tiniest shift in how you see yourself or your reality, don't let it fade. Sit with it. Replay it in your head. Let it rewire something. Because this ain't just a video. This is you remembering your power. And if you're really about this life, drop a comment below with the word aware. Let me know you're not just watching. You're waking up. I'll see you in the next one. Stay aligned. Stay sharp. You got this.